We have two people who are movie stars from different generations. The younger, of course, is John Candy, and Maureen O'Hara has made 56 motion pictures, including all-time classics like The Quiet Man and Miracle on 34th Street. And she actually retired from the business 20 years ago, but apparently John persuaded her to come back for one more time, and the picture is called Only the Lonely, which comes out the 24th and has received some marvelous reviews. Would you welcome John Candy and Maureen O'Hara? What a great kick to have you here.
Thank you.
And I told the audience what I told you when I saw you in your dressing room. Secretly in love with you for 50 years. And I got a chance to tell you.
That was before you were born.
Oh, give me a break. Aren't you? That's why I love you, for saying stuff like that. You look absolutely marvelous. I thank you for coming tonight.
Well, thank you for having me.
Yeah, I mentioned that you retired or quit 20 years ago. Can I ask you why? A lot of people make the mistake sometimes of trying to hang on and say, I'm going to keep going, and it doesn't work out, and you voluntarily...
Well, I quit for many reasons. I married perhaps the most wonderful man in the world, Charlie Blair, one of the great pioneer pilots of the world, the first man to fly over the North Pole solo. And I could go, it would take your whole show to talk about Charlie. And John Wayne was down visiting us in St. Croix, where we lived, where I moved to. Right. And they were both 6 feet 4 inches tall, and I was sitting down, and they were standing up, and they looked at me and said, "Isn't it about time you stayed home?"
Seriously?
Yeah. And they thought they were going to get a great argument from me, and I said, okay, fine. So I quit.
Did you ever have any regrets?
No, I had the most wonderful life. I flew all over the world with Charlie. We went round the world twice in a seaplane. He was a general in the Air Force too. And so I got to live all the wonderful adventures that I'd only acted out on the back of the Fox and the Universal lot. So I was living those adventures.
Yeah, you see, a lot of people would miss being in front of the public eye. But obviously you didn't, and went and had a different part of your life.
I was in the aviation industry. I learned the aviation industry, and that has to do with the public also, because if you don't please the public and communicate with the public, they won't buy any more tickets on your airline.
Yeah. How did you manage to come back? How did John have this influence on you, or? I can't see you two hanging out together. I mean, having cookouts at each other's house or something. How did it happen?
Well, that's pretty insulting.
No, I didn't mean it insulting. I didn't know you were friends.
Well, actually what happened was the young director of the film, Christopher Columbus, wrote the part of Rose for me. Right. And then couldn't find me because I had retired. And finally contacted a newspaper man, friend of mine in New York, called Joe Murphy. And Joe gave them my brother's telephone number, my brother Charlie Fitzsimons, who's the executive director of the Producers Guild. And they sent the script to Charlie. He read it, he called me, he said, "This time you can't turn it down, you must do it." And I said, "Oh, all right, send it to me, okay." So they sent it to me, and I read it, and it was true, it was wonderful. And then I said, well, I'd like to meet the two young men, Christopher Columbus and Hunt Lowry. So I flew out to LA and I met them. And in about 5 minutes, we loved each other. I liked them. I thought it would be wonderful to work for them. And then I said, no, but wait a minute. I think I also need to meet John Candy. So John was up in...
Chicago.
No, you were in...
We were in Chicago.
Yeah, but you flew into Chicago, didn't you, from Canada?
She says you were in Chicago, you were in Chicago.
I just go along. Yeah. I just go along with it.
And I flew into Chicago, and this time it was like 50 seconds. I just looked at him, I looked into those gorgeous eyes, and I said, yes, I'll be his mom.
Boy, that's nice. The eyes did it, huh?
That's right.
The eyes always do it, right?
Well, I kind of thought we looked a little bit alike. We have the same kind of teeth.
Same teeth.
We have the same mouth. And the same eyes.
We all know that John Candy is a marvelous comedy actor, a marvelous sketch actor.
Oh,
you know.
Yes.
I mean, that goes without saying. But I know what you're going to say.
Wait till you see this picture. John Candy comes into his own as a fine, dramatic actor. And just you wait. In a little while, he's too young right now, but very soon, John Candy is going to be doing all the great roles that Charles Laughton has done. He's going to be doing Witness for the Prosecution and all the marvelous roles. He is a fantastic actor.
You listen to Mother.
I'm listening.
Well, that's high praise indeed. That is high praise coming from you. Because I think people who are skilled at comedy are basically good actors.
Oh, comedy is one of the most difficult things in the world to do.
Yeah.
Well, it was easy working with Maureen, I'll tell you. It was, what a pro.
Did she make you comfortable?
Not at first. Actually, in the first audition, when we were reading the script, see, I'm still nervous around you, see? No, when we first met, I mean, everybody in the room, when Maureen walked in, the whole room lit up. Everybody was smiling, beaming. And we went up to a little office upstairs, and we sat for about 3 hours talking about John Ford, or Mr. Ford, I should call him.
Yes.
And the Duke.
Yeah.
And we started reading the script. And when I first heard Maureen read, we were all just so captivated. I forgot I was next. You know, I had the next line. She'll never use it.
Read a review in One of the Trades today. It was marvelous.
Yeah.
I read a review in One of the Trades today.
You read it, Variety?
It was marvelous. Absolutely marvelous.
Thank you.
Can I ask you a silly question? When Jimmy Stewart was here, and we talked about another great holiday movie, of course, which was It's a Wonderful Life. When they made that picture, it wasn't very well accepted by the public at that time, became a classic. When you did Miracle on 34th Street, was it at that time big as it become?
Yes, it was very, very big box office right away because it had the same kind of warmth and charm that I think our picture has.
Yeah.
It was always popular. As a matter of fact, you'll see it every Christmas. When I'm nailed into the box and long gone, you'll still be seeing.
Don't even talk.
You'll still be seeing it every Christmas and The Quiet Man every
I saw it last
March.
holiday and it was marvelous. Both the
But
pictures.
just before Christmas, I was in New York and I was coming home from Mass in the middle of the day, and about 5 young kids came up behind me and they pulled on my coat and they said, "You're the lady that knows Santa Claus, aren't you?" And I turned around and I said, "Yes, I know Santa Claus very, very well."
Isn't that nice to have that go on year after year after year? That's sweet. Freddie is giving me we want to show this. We've talked about the picture. We have a small portion here, a couple of minutes. Does this need any little lead-in to explain this particular scene?
I don't know what you're going to see.
Your girlfriend is in the room with you when Mother comes.
That's exactly right. You did it well, thank you.
The bedroom.
That's the bedroom scene.
This is from Only the Lonely. Watch the monitors. Yes, no, good. That's a good scene. That's funny. That's a marvelous scene. Has John tried to sell you an interest in any football teams at all?
Not. Thank you. The Argonauts, yes. No, we'll be talking after the show on that one, though.
Yeah, you invested in the Canadian football team, the
Yeah, with Bruce McNall and Wayne Gretzky.
Yeah.
I had no idea I was going to be involved. I phoned Bruce McNall up to congratulate him. I read in the paper that he bought it, and he said, "Forget the congratulations, get your checkbook out." And
is this the first time you've ever been involved in sports?
Yeah.
It's not going to end there, you know.
No, I know. I just didn't realize how involved it is.
Didn't you guys
How
sign
expensive it
the
is.
Rocket?
Yes, we signed the Rocket. There's
Ismail, for something like, I hate to even quote the figure.
26 million.
26
million.
million bucks over about
US.
4 or 5 years. US dollars.
Yeah.
Over how many years?
4. It's a good deal.
We're in the
isn't it?
wrong business.
Isn't it a good deal?
Do you play football?
Oh, for that, I'll play anything.
We're hoping.
Now, a lot of people think he'll be great there because of his running ability, because the Canadian football field,
It's
if
a
people
wider
do not know, is it what, 20 or 10?
It's 65 yards wide.
65 versus the 50 yards.
Yeah. And
So-
we've got a longer field, it's 110 yards long. And we've got end zones that go on forever.
Yeah.
So it should be good for him. When he turns the corner, he's got that extra 10 yards.
You're gonna be involved in
And an
picking-
extra man out there to block for him.
You're going to be involved in picking players and all that stuff?
I'll be blocking for him. With that kind of money, I'm looking after him.
We'll take a break. We're coming right back. Stay there.